Hey guys, this is a call for basketball. I just want to make another video about the Rittenhouse. This will be the last video of the Rittenhouse that I want to do. I really didn't even want to do the Rittenhouse thing, but hell with it.
Doesn't seem eager to talk about it, but he spent months in jail after turning himself into police, much of it in an adult lockup, despite the fact he was a minor. It was during that time that his family desperately, his mother mostly desperately, looked for legal counsel for him.
Damn, he was a minor at the time, and he went to the adult prison. Damn, they did him dirty.
Representation, something helped him get out of jail. In the end, the family was represented by a pair of lawyers called Lynn Wood and John Pierce. This came up out of nowhere. We were not expecting to have this conversation at all. We were taken by surprise a little bit, but it's really interesting. Here's Kyle Rittenhouse's description of what his lawyers did to him. You get arrested, what happens then?
Once I'm arrested, I go to Depke Juvenile Facility, and I gotta say thank you to them for their professionalism. And
the jailers,
the guards at Depke, they were the utmost professional people I've ever met.
Really?
Exactly. They were.
He's like, really? Yeah, man. Like, a lot of them, they're human too. They have I don't know. Not a lot of the security guards you see on TV are the same as the ones you see in real life, like on real life. So, a lot of the people, I mean, they're human just like us. They have emotions, they have feelings. So, they have the same, moral standards. Hopefully,
some of the most professional people I've ever met. It was amazing. Like, they treated me with respect, and they didn't talk down to you like you've seen in some videos. They just treated me like I was a human.
How long were you there?
I was in jail for 87 days, and this follows in with Lynn Wood, Lynn Wood was raising money on my behalf, and he held me in jail for 87 days, disrespected my wishes, put me on media interviews, which I should never have done, which he said, oh, you're going to go talk to the Washington Post, which was not a good idea, along with John Pierce. They said I was safer in jail instead of at home with my family. And then after I'm bailed.
Your lawyer said that?
My lawyer said that. John Pierce and Lynn Wood.
87 days is a long.
well, you need to get a new lawyer, because that lawyer stinks! He stinks! You're safer in jail. You're safer in jail than you're out here in the real world. Out here in the real world. You're safer in jail. Really? That's the legal advice you get? Woo, I would have fired him the first day.
Long time to be in jail.
It was very long. I lost a lot of weight in there. I since then gained it back.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. But 87 days of not being with my family, for defending myself and being taken advantage to, being used for a cause by John Pierce and Lynn Wood, trying to trying to raise money so they can take it for their own benefit, not trying to set me free.
So you think they could have?
That's called a scam artist. That's called a scam artist. That's called a Hindu over the phone sales pitch scam artist. Indian scam artist on. Would you like to make a correct call to make a donation, your car insurance?
Could have raised the money for bail faster, but they didn't.
I believe sometime in September 5th, I want to say, they had over $1 million, and bail was set and able to be posted in September. So they could have had me sign the waiver for extradition and had me back in Wisconsin, and I could have been bailed out by mid-September. But they wanted to keep me in jail until November 20th.
What was that like?
It was scary in jail. You had to watch over yourself, and not a lot of people liked me in jail until the funny thing is, a lot of people didn't like me in jail, but they got to hear my story, and they got to understand me. He's actually a really decent person. I'm not this person that the media painted him out to be. And it was scary, but I was able to make friends, I'd say, acquaintance in jail, and play spades, card games with them.
Amazing. So you're in jail for 87 days. Do you have a sense of how your case is being talked about in the outside world?
Damn, 87 days, man. I'm sure I couldn't even. I don't know if I can last that long in jail. 87. Wow.
Not really when I'm in jail, but once I am bailed out, John Pierce said I was in an unorganized militia, which is just blatantly false. I didn't know what a militia.
An unorganized militia. It's only one kid. You see what the media does, people? No, on some real shit, bruh. On some real shit, bruh. The kid, alright, number one, the kid was self-defense. Done. Black, white, don't matter. No, it doesn't matter race. If you are getting attacked, are you going to pull the trigger? And someone has a gun in your face, are you going to shoot them back? Plain and simple. He had a gun. He had an AR-15 on him just in case shit like this went down. And he's smart for carrying a gun. And he has a right to carry a gun. Because the state of Wisconsin allows it. But the thing is, they acting like this kid went and committed terrorism. Nah, he was attacked by two rapists. Two, sexually molested, like, whatever they call them, bro. Like straight up. Like, this dude really, he's not a white supremacist. He's not a terrorist. They painted him out to be like that, people. To wow you up. This is what they do. This is what the media always does. CNN, all these fake news outlets, they do that to create a race war, bro. That's what they do. Wake up. Use your fucking head. Stop listening to what these news channels tell you, bro. That's why CNN has like over almost 500,000 dislikes. Because people are waking up and seeing that this shit is fake, bro. This shit is just it's race baiting. That's what it is. Bro, it's all race bait, bro. The right versus the left kind of shit, bro. People are waking up and seeing what this shit really is. And the people who still watch it and think that the shit's real and not living in reality and living in la la land, I feel sorry for them. I really do. If you still watch CNN to this day, there's something wrong with you. There's something really wrong with you in your mental head. Like, there's something wrong with you, bro. Straight up. Because it's nothing but lies, bro. Portrayed by the media.
Wait, your lawyer said you were in a militia?
John Pierce said that, and it's blatantly false. I didn't know what a militia was until after the fact, until November 25th, after I was watching some of the interviews he did. I was like, I'm not in a militia. I don't know what that is.
Sorry to laugh.
And I was like, what the heck? And I'm like, no wonder people are saying I'm in a militia. It's because he painted that narrative, which he should never have gone there.
Oh, yeah.
Control the masses. Big media. Hey, do you know what he did? You know what he did? Let me tell you a little rumor. Hold on. I'm gonna show you, like, if my phone will let me show you. If it cuts off, then have a good day. But hold on. I hate to go back and do this. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Because you guys gotta know that the big media does play a part in a lot of these things. They are the main source. They are controlled by these people. And so is everything else. Our foods and everything else. They run all this stuff behind doors. And they prey on the mass, that's what they do. They do this to control the masses with their big media. If my computer will let me. Come on, man. Trying to get it up. Okay. Big media. Illuminati card game. They create big media. They're behind all of that, guys. It's right there. Big media. That's basically CNN, basically. Gives 4 points, 4+ to any attempt to control or destroy the other media may aid or oppose any attack made by or against any other media group. There you go. And that is the Illuminati card game. Yep. See? That's the card game. And this is what they do. They control big media. That's what they do. That's what they do, people. Trying to find this one. I don't know if this one has anything to do with it, but it's media sensation. This is another card. It destroys the personality, I guess. Media. I think that's something else. I think that's like a spotlight. Like you're in the spotlight or something. I'm not sure, but that's something else. But there you go.
Yeah, it's untrue.
Exactly.
Were you surprised so I haven't heard you mention race at all in this conversation. You said you saw your community on fire, you wanted to help. You asked a business owner if you could help. Were you surprised to see this framed as a racial story?
To be honest, Tucker, this case has nothing to do with race. It never had anything to do with...
And there you go. He said it himself. It had nothing to do with race, but he could have easily said, yeah, it had everything to do with race. I hate, he could have came out and just said, yeah, I hate what these guys are doing with this Black Lives Matter movement. But he didn't say that. He said it had nothing to do with race. So how do we get here? How do we get here? No, tell me, how do we get here? How do we get to the fact that he's a white supremacist or he's a terrorist? Because they spin the narrative. That's what they do. They spin it. They create the narrative and people eat it up. They believe everything they see on this channel, bro. Not on this channel, but on CNN and all these fake news outlets. They believe what these people say. And this is what it comes. This is bait and switch at its finest, bro. Bait and switch. That's all this is, bro. They painted this kid out to be the worst scum on earth. Seriously, say I'm wrong. Say it. Say I'm not speaking the truth. Say it. If you think I'm speaking the truth, hit the like button and comment.
Race, it had to do with the right to self-defense.
What a sweet kid. I think that comes through loud and clear. Playing hearts in jail. But he seems confused by the descriptions of this case as pertaining somehow to race. What he didn't know when he was locked away for 87 days is that the media, spurred on by Democratic politicians like Joe Biden, immediately branded him a white supremacist. Again, the President of the United States did that, so did several members of Congress. Now, during the trial, one of the prosecutors,
Joe Biden needs to shut the fuck up and take care of the fucking border and do his job, okay? He has no fucking authority to speak on anything concerning this Kyle Rittenhouse. He is a joke. If people still think people listen to this clown, then you're a fool. And he's just trying to throw the attention off of him onto a race theory. Oh, he's a white supremacist. What? You're a tyrant. You're a dictator. How about that? That's worse than what he is.
Mayor, particularly loathsome character, the government lawyer, mocked Kyle Rittenhouse for putting out fires in Kenosha. It's dishonorable to put out fires, apparently, when BLM sets them. So we asked Kyle Rittenhouse about that. Here's what he said.
I'm not a racist person. I support the BLM movement. I support peacefully demonstrating. And I believe there needs to be change. I believe there's a lot of prosecutorial misconduct, not just in my case, but in other cases. And it's just amazing to see how much a prosecutor can take advantage of somebody. Like, if they did this to me, imagine what they could have done to a person of color who doesn't maybe have the resources I do or is not widely publicized like my case.
What did you make of the President of the United States calling you a white supremacist?
Mr. President,
I'll say it right here, and you don't have to call him Mr. President. Call him fucking dictator, because that's what he is. Him calling him a white supremacist is It should be a hate crime, and he should be impeached for it. For trying to start a race war. Joe Biden should be impeached for trying to start a race war. That's what he should be impeached for. He's a fucking joke. He's trying to take all the attention off his failed administration and put it on this kid and to spark up more hatred and divide people. He should be arrested. And he should be impeached first and then arrested, because you can't arrest the president. But he should be impeached first, expelled from ever running again, and he should be a citizen's arrest should be made, because this is absolutely criminal what he just did and said about this kid.
I could say one thing to you. I would urge you to go back and watch the trial and understand the facts before you make a statement.
That's not a small thing to be called that.
No, it's actual malice, defaming my character for him to say something like that.
I mean, why do you think, and it's not simply Biden who said that, it's a lot of people on television have said that, dozens of people have said that. I'm sorry to tell you in case you haven't seen it.
It's actually quite hysterical how nobody can go back and look at the facts of the case. He crossed state lines, false. He's a white supremacist, false. None of that is true. And the lies that they can just get away with spreading is just sickening, and it's a disgrace to this country.
I couldn't.
It's big media. They can, I just showed you the card. What they do.
Agree more. So before this, I mean, you're 17 years old, so you're probably not, watching cable news all day or, deeply into politics, or maybe you were. But did you know how dishonest media coverage of events could be?
I didn't. I've never seen something so polarizing in my life when it's obvious self-defense. If you look at the case, you look at the facts, no matter what your opinion is or where you stand. This wasn't a political case. It shouldn't have been a political case. It was made a political case. This had nothing to do with race. And the ways people are twisting this is just sickening.
I think a lot of people watching have reached the same conclusion, and they would like to see you, help make this better by holding some of these liars to account. Do you plan to do that?
I have really good lawyers who are taking care of that right now. So I'm hoping one day there will be accountability for their actions that they did.
Okay, so you're intent on you're not going to let that go.
Like I said, really good lawyers are handling that.
Yeah. So during the trial, was there ever a point where you thought, despite the fact you had all this video evidence on your side bolstering your story, did you ever think, I might go to jail for the rest of my life?
That was a thought I had every single day until I got the not guilty verdict.
Really?
It was because are you aware who Joellen Demetrius is?
Yes.
So Joellen selected my jury, which she did an amazing job, but you still have that feeling.
And they even said that the jury is all white, and that played a part in it. It's just I don't understand why I throw race into everything. Like, it can, oh, let's just give them an all-black jury, or just half a black. Stop throwing race into everything. Like, everything, it's sickening. It makes me want to throw up. It really does. To think about race playing a part in anything, it's just so sickening. It's all these news channels do. They throw race baiting every 5 seconds. It's sickening. It makes you not want to watch people.
Your stomach and knots. Or what if somebody snuck their way onto my jury to convict me? So that was something that always went through my head. But I know where I stand, and I know I defended myself.
Were you surprised by the verdict?
I wasn't. I thought they came to the correct verdict because it wasn't Kyle Rittenhouse on trial in Wisconsin. It was the right to self-defense on trial.
Right.
Absolutely.
And if I was convicted, no one would ever be privileged to defend their life against attackers. And thank God they came to the correct verdict of not guilty.
Right. That's true.
So the media lied about the police shooting of Jacob Blake. A riot ensues. Young people from throughout the area rush to the riot to set things on fire. Kyle Rittenhouse.
You know what? I'm gonna end it right there because you already got the story. He doesn't need to be talking and whatever. Because whatever. This is a 20-minute video. Probably one of my longest videos. So I'm just gonna end it right here. Add a thumbnail maybe, and hopefully you got the real news and not the fake talking heads on CNN. So that's my take on it, and I won't talk about this no more. See you guys. Like and subscribe.